Hello, I'm Joshua Farnsworth. Welcome to my traditional woodworking school here in Earlysville, Virginia. In this video, Will Myers is going to share a tutorial from our popular Moravian Workbench video class on how to cut a hole using a hand auger, a round hole, in a vise chop on the workbench. So if you're looking to know how to make a big hole in a piece of wood, this is your video.
Okay, we've installed our vise and parallel guide in our back piece, and now it slides in and out, and it's starting to look kind of like a workbench, so it's all good. So now we'll take our square again and put it up to the side, and it should be pretty close if your layout and your fit is good, but check it anyway. So we're good on the square part. And now just scribe from the inside of your hole onto the back piece the location of the big screw hole. Okay, now we're going to remove this from the bench and bore the hole real quick, and we'll be ready to move on. Now we have our circle we traced off the vise chop or jaw, and we need to find the center of it because we're going to bore this one a little different than we did the one in the chop. We're going to use a big auger, and so we need to find the center, and about the easiest way is just take a regular pair of dividers and set it somewhere around what looks to be the center, and make an arc. That's right through my face mark, and go from 3 points on the circle, and that should get you. See, we have a little triangle, so we know our center is right in the middle of that triangle. So now we're going to clamp it up. Okay, I have like I said, a big this is a big T-handle auger. This is a 2.5, and really not a very common thing. I don't know, tell you to go out and hunt for one or not. I've not seen many this size. You find them up to 2 inches pretty regular, but anything any bigger is kind of rare. One thing on these good thing to look for if you do happen to run across one, you need a good point. These are really hard to file and get to where they'll work again if the point's broke. And of course, you know, the side cutters right here, sometimes you see them filed away to about nothing. Be sure they're there. And when you sharpen, you know, the actual cutters on the bottom, not too critical. Get them straight and sharp. But on the side cutters, be sure and just sharpen the inside, this inside edge right here. You don't want to file on the outside, because that can actually mess the auger up. The cutter end is actually just a little bit wider than up here on the spirals. So. But anyway, a little bit about T-handles. But if you can't find one of these or don't know where to borrow one or get one, you can do like we did before with drill several holes and chisel it out, which works just fine. This, for time's sake, we're going to use this big one that I've got. But this one also has a very big lead screw, so we're going to use just this regular Jennings bit here and make a little starter hole for that lead screw, because that thing is kind of hard to get started. So just pretty close to the center of my little triangle there. You see what I did. I've just used the lead screw off the Jennings bit to make a little small hole. And another little thing, and I haven't done it here, a lot of times I save this scrap that we ripped off here earlier and use a couple clamps and clamp it back on just to prevent any chance of this breaking right here. It's not too risky. These usually aren't too bad about breaking, and I'm gonna chance this one, but good idea if you want to. Probably a little safer way to do it. Like I said, this is a 2.5 inch auger, and our hole actually needs to be 2 5/8. One thing about this one, it tends to, when it bores through, it actually makes about a 2 5/8 hole. It just kind of wallers around in there, I guess, a little. But when you get, if you do have one of that size, you can, when you get done, you can chisel or rasp that last little bit out. But anyway, just start it through. This is a big auger, and it looks like it would be really hard to turn, but it's not. It's not too bad. If you cross your arms on one of these, when you grab the handles, you can get a full revolution each time. And just try to keep it as straight as you can. This is, if you do get a little crooked or something, like I said, you can clean it up with a rasp after you get the hole drilled. And just come on through. One thing about a T-handle with a Jennings bit, the way the little nickers are made, you can, like we've done earlier, drill almost all the way through and then finish up from the other side. With a T-handle, that's kind of a hard thing to do. When you get down to the last, you kind of work it back and forth. You can look through there and see what wood's left. Because with the nickers turned up like that, it really doesn't start back the other way very well. So just as well to drill it all the way from one side, and when you get to the bottom, just kind of take it easy and go back and forth there and work your way on through.
If you're interested in learning traditional woodworking, come take a class at our school in Earlysville, Virginia. You can also visit our website at WoodAndShop.com, where you'll find a bunch of free woodworking lessons, workshop tours, and our very popular tool buying guides. And make sure you subscribe to our free newsletter to get our latest articles and videos. Enjoy!